Hello, it's the next day. Got everything sorted out last night, wiring wise, got a bit of cladding on the walls, insulation, done all that OSB boarding. Put the socket on the wall, I think I showed that last night. Yeah, got all on a ring circuit. Never have any copper showing, lads, when you're doing DIY stuff like that. Make sure your RCD's tripped out, otherwise you'll be tripping out. Always double your cables over, both of them. Crimp them tight, whack them in. Old boys used to twist them all around and that, but I find that when you do the screw up, they used to cut into the copper. I'm not telling anybody how to suck eggs, because eggs are very suckable though, aren't they? I had 3 this morning. That was probably the remnants of one of them. Okay, so now I'm literally going along, installing 6 layers of cladding. It's all cut to length. Focus. Look at this. You know, I said this wood was free. There's a good reason why it's free. Oh my days. And that is, I'm gonna have to go very gently. I might even have to spray the wood, moisten it a bit, and then do 2, moisten it more, and do 2 more. Some of it is proper squirly whirly, but it'll come round. It'll pull in. It'll pull in. Bit of a change with the lighting system. 4-gang switch down there somewhere. Still can't find it. These 2 on together. That's 1 gang. Outside light, master isolation. That's 2 switches, and I'm going to run a cable to here somewhere and a cable on that side, so I can have, you know, lights on over there in the future if I have a worktop over there or something, and something over here, as opposed to me plugging my old lights into sockets. That's good. So that'll be really good. Oh, my bruise turned up. Freaking neck, man. Yarr! Yeah, let's let's crack on. By golly, it is slightly warm in this oven. Right, wiring is done. I've just finished the wiring, and I've got the boarding up to there. I need 1 more piece at the top there, but I've had to reset all these to equal height so I can just notch them all the same, blah blah blah, because that is 1 length of wood. It's all 3.8 or 6 or something meters. So all the wiring's ready to go. Just got to cut a slot for my 4-gang switch to go in there, of which I have just done this. To me, to you. Right, there we go. So that's that. Bit dainty, that, isn't it? I don't want to force that, or bang, screw. But I'm using fast fix plasterboard boxes for this part of the job, and you basically go like that, and then you push that tab in and click it round. You watch this bloody piece of wood snap now, and then pull it forward and click it, and that's locked in. Let's do the same this side. I can't do it one-handed, but you kind of get the gist of it. Hang on, let's have a go this way. Oh, he's still got it. He's still got it, look. He's still got it. Don't worry, don't panic. Okay, so that sits in there rather nicely. And just have a, hopefully the top piece should fit. I push that down like that, like it's supposed to be. That should sit flush, or the top of the switch box there should sit down just flush. Well, look at that. I mean, that's attention to detail, isn't it? There we go. I've got to knock that out my Super strong fingers. Rah, 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 rah. Be gone. Oh, Satan's plastic. Okay, and we'll sit back at the moment. Look, those things are stabbing the Celotex, so let's mark that. We've got two nice little marks. Now look, that we can just stand the out. That's that, and all those 8 cables go into here. Just 8. So we've got feed in, we've got 3 core from this sensor in here, we've got 3 core from the sensor out there, that's 3. We have outside lights at the front, which come on with that photo sensor, that's 4. We've got wall lights, that's 5 cables. We've got wall lights this side that are hidden. They're hidden in here. I can't even get to them to demonstrate. Oh, I can touch them with my fingers. It's that, but here, in this board here. So if I want lights anywhere along here, I'll just drill a nice little 25mm hole and hook the cables up. You can feel it in there. See if we can see it. No, there we go. Right, look. So it's kind of future-proof, isn't it? And that'll be the same. That'll be just boarded, but there are 4 points of light if I want it. And there's also a lighting cable coming up to up there somewhere in case I need a light up there for stuff. Don't know. And I thought about it earlier and I thought, oh yeah, I could do with that, and now I've forgotten what it was, but it will come back to me later on because my head's all full up with wiring and angles and measurements. So, and there's the 3 core for the photo cell, which goes up to there. So when you walk in, turns these lights on. How many cables was that? 6? And 7 is the cable out to these 2 LED panels. That's 7. Why have we got 8? Let's have a read. Ah, no you don't. Right, what we got here? Wall lights, car park side. That's the photo cell. That's the outside lights. That's the photo cell for in here. Wall lights, decking side. LED panels. Feed in. And a partridge in a pear tree. Oh yeah, that's the LED panels. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Beg your pardon. I thought that one was number 8, but no, that's the one that actually goes to the LED panels. I've got what's left of me van plywood. I think that's 6mm classed as. Well managed forests. Yeah, 5.5mm ply. So I'm going to put a piece across this 600 span, so I have options of whereabouts to mount these LED panels. I was just going to have, you know, that'll be the center of the first one and that'll be the center of the second one, but there's quite a gap in the middle. So with that, I will have options then to, you know, whereabouts to put them exactly roughly, or I could even have them slide them about. Don't know. I am cooked. Brain. When I'm doing stuff like it, it's mad. But as soon as I stop, it's blah, blah, can't talk properly. Brain goes to sleep, which is probably understandable, isn't it? But yeah, Caroline bought me a little Prezi. She said, "What's your big spirit level?" I said, "I don't know. I think I left it in the works van when I left, because I didn't get a chance to go through my van." And she said, "Well, I've got you a spirit level." So I said, "Okay." So she's got me this work zone. No, it's not. It's Enos Crom. Is that Klingon? I don't know. But anyway, that bubble works, and that one don't. That one don't either. Look at that, it's right up in the top right corner. And that's for that one. While I'm taking it back. Now the beauty of this is it's magnetic. Alright, so it can stick to things that are metal, right? But the beauty is you can then fold it up. So it's always going to be about as accurate as my hole cutting. But it's a thing, isn't it? If you haven't got a big long toolbox and you've got a little vehicle or something, just get a proper one. But no, I thought it was a lovely gesture, especially the metallic side of it, because, you know, if you're doing metal things, you can see if it's level or not. Bless her, love it, absolutely love it. Klingon spirit level in blue, so that's good. I put an arrow on it, incidentally. I don't know if you picked up on that, but there's an arrow. There it is. It's on both sides, so I know which way up is the most accurate. See, I means tested it, and that was the most accurate up that way. Right, so I can literally, I'm going to wire this switch in now, the 4-gang switch. So you got outside front lights, wall lights in here, wall lights in here, and these 2 lights here. That is the 4 light circuits. So once I've done that, I can then put the power on, because this is all terminated and ready to just screw back. But I'm going to give this a lick of paint. I don't know. Now, answer some postcard, guys. Would you just varnish that and make a feature of it? I tell you what, that little where's it gone? That thing. It really does a good job. It finishes it off. Look, it just makes it all nice and tidy. So I was going to paint it. I thought, well, do you know what? It actually, what would you do? Would you leave that in varnish? Just comment down below, and we'll see what goes on. But like I say, I'm hoping to do the same thing all the way around. I haven't got enough OSB board now. I've only got 1 length left, and I've got a bit out here. It's a bit there, but that's the remnants of that's the bit that's going to do a bit there, you see. So then I've got 1 more length, which will go up to about there. So I'm going to need effectively 2 more lengths of whatever that is. I think it's 19mm, 18 or 19mm OSB. OSB, yeah, OSB. Or SOB, son of a bitch board. Am I going to put an alarm system in here? I could do. Could put a wireless system in. Drill up into these joists here and put the magnetic contacts up in the door frame, so when it breaks, so on and so forth. No point. You only need 1 circuit in here. That's it. You don't need sensors, because what's the point? You know, for getting the door, get in the door, don't they? So, but I'm going to electrify it with 6,000 volts DC. Yeah. With 400 ohms ballast resistor inline capacitor flux box. That'll sort them out, surely. Yeah, I think so. I think there's a gap in the market for that sort of tech. It's not been invented yet. I'm cooked. I am toast. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to get the power on in here, and then I'm packing up, because I've had enough. I've been painting as well, believe it or not. I've painted all up under the eaves, all round and down. Oh look, there's the outside thing. So that will just turn on this, that, and the one round the corner up under the eaves. Yeah, I've painted it all on this nice grey. Do you know what? It's a lovely colour. I do like it. I've been looking at doing the doors, but I am so physically fucked. I can't even hold this flipping phone up. That's how tired I am. But went out shopping yesterday, and we got some nice Galvo heavy duty. I mean, I got shovel hands, and they're big and chunky, so that's good. I've just got 4, 2 for each. So originally there were smaller ones, but there were 3. So I'm going to rely on just 2 on each side. Heavy duty. I've doubled up the wood here, like I said I was going to do, with glue. I've glued a bit of glue there, look, a bit of remnants. So that'll do the top hinge, and that'll do the bottom hinge, and I've also used that to fix this too. And when I finish that, I'm going to go around with a bit of dado. Oh shit, no. You're dying to go on the floor, aren't you? I'm going to go around with a bit of dado trunking just to finish off that door up and around over there. So that'll be nice. Well, I'm definitely going now before my arms fall off and I end up tripping over something. Bye. Okay, so going back to that principle of everything needs a live and neutral, or positive and minus. It could be 12 volts, it could be 240, it could be anything really, all the same principle. So I've got the live feed coming in from the mains, which goes into the common, and it basically loops across to feed that switch, then it feeds that switch, then it feeds that last switch, and that brown goes up to one of the 3 cores, which is a light switch, and that brown goes out. No, that goes outside, and that one goes around to the back up there. That will be a sensor up there. So the sensor has a live feed to it permanently, and so does that one permanently. And all 4 switches are now permanently live, and nothing happens till you do that. Okay, so all the blues are in connectors. These are sort of they're not Wagos, but you can Google them, like Wago type clips. These are from Yes Electrical, this particular brand. I can't remember what they're called. So 3 went in there, and I looped from the end one. They are 5 ways. 3 went in there, looped around to the bottom one, and there's 4 in the bottom. I'm going to show you. Look, 2 greys and 2 blues. The 2 greys are the neutrals for these 3 cores, which go to the 2 sensors. So outside sensors have a neutral supply out to them. Okay, so now basically what we need to do to make these lights work is we need to put circuit number 1 into L1 on the first switch. Alright, and then we put circuit number 2, which is, oops, that one. That goes into L1 on the second switch, circuit number 3, L1 on the third switch, and circuit number 4, L1 on the 4th switch. Okay, so let's just do that now. Okay, so there we are. We have circuit 1 with the 1 piece of tape on it in switch number 1. We'll call that switch number 1, shall we? It's the first one you come to. The second circuit, which is worktop lights, wall lights, goes into switch number 2 in the L1. Yeah, and number 3 is the worktop car park wall lights. There's number 3 circuit that I marked earlier. This goes into L1 on the 3rd switch. And number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the outside lights, so that goes into L1 on the outside on switch number 4. Okay, now before I tighten these 2 outside ones up, they are the LEDs and the outside lights. So these lights in here, which I've just installed, focus. I'll talk you through that in a minute. It's not finished product, but it's kind of up there. So like I say, first switch does those 2 lights that you've just seen, the LED panels, and they can be turned on via this switch, or like we said before, I'm going to have a PIR, which is basically one of these, up the back of the shop up there. So as soon as I open these double doors up, or one door or any door, it will pick me up using microwaves and it will turn these lights on, because I've got arms full of boxes and things. I don't want to scrabble around behind a door trying to find the switch. Let's have a look. Where is it? Oh, here he is. It's an energizer. Alright, high-tech energizer. Lux control, 180 degree PIR, range control, time control, indoor and outdoor use. Like I was saying, if you flick the switch quickly there, say it's outside lights, it stays on permanently. So if you're out in your garden with the company and your light keeps going off and you have to keep waving your arms to set the light off, flick your rocker switch quickly twice, or if they're plugged in, switch to plugged switch off on, and they'll stay on permanently until you turn it off again. Okay, so circuit 1 is these LED lights. Now they have the PIR, which is at the back there, needs a live and neutral to make it work. And then, because there's 3 cables going to it, live, neutral, and what's the last one? Switch, that's right. The switch line then comes back to this switch via this little sausage, the black one. So we've got grey going to the neutral. We've got live looping in and out of all the lives to pick up the live feed. And here is the switch line to turn those lights on. And this cable in the first switch, which I haven't tightened up yet, is the cable that goes up to these lights. So if you follow, let's put that in there. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that up in a second. So now basically, if I turn this switch on, okay, the circuit then flows between that terminal and L1. That becomes a closed circuit. Okay, and then the power obviously goes from here, 240 volts live, is switched from there to there. Okay, power goes up the cable and energizes the drivers, and then make the lights work. Okay, so that's one way of turning these lights on. And if I come in the door with the arms full of crap, here is the switch line coming from that magical sensor up there. When that picks me up, it sends the power, it switches the power. The live and neutral is the electronic switch. That switch is the black cable, live, and because it's in this terminal with the cable that goes up to the light, it turns the light on. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And if you run it through your head a few times, it all becomes second nature. You have 2 cables going to light fittings, a live, a switch live, and a neutral. If you put a permanent live to it, like straight into a plug and plug it in, it only ever goes off when you turn the plug off or you pull the plug out. Okay, that's a permanent live. Switch live comes from a switch. All right, and if you want to be really clever, if you're coming out your house, you have to walk up a pathway. It's winter time, it's dark, it's icy, it's rainy, whatever, and you're slipping up and down the steps. If you want to put one of these sensory things out there, one of these energizers, you'll have a live, neutral, and a switch. Live and neutral, you take from your lighting circuit, and the switch line then goes in with the switch line, which goes to the light fitting. So by the same token, circuit 4, right, outside lights. Here's circuit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That goes in switch number 4. And because it's automated via this little sausage, this energizer out here, and this is the switch line that comes from that energizer. Like I say, it's a 3-core cable. Here's the 3-core cable here, nice and thick. Neutral, live, looped across with all the other lives. There's the incoming live, there's the other live going to the other PIR. So that's got live, neutral, and here's the switch line. You've just walked along outside. This is now switching that cable there, not via the switch, but via the black. That's now switching that cable, which goes to the 3 outside lights. I hope that's kind of clear. It sounds complicated, it sounds scary. As long as your mains is off, or your circuit that you're working on is off, and you let anybody know in your house that you are working on an electrical circuit. So, you know, they go to flick a light switch on, it don't work, they go to the mains wall, oh look, it's a switch off. Boom, you're splattered against the wall, aren't you? Yeah, so it's just sort of common sense. But I'm not saying to you go ahead and do your wiring yourself, but if you're kind of nearly there and you kind of know roughly that it needs a live neutral to work, but you're not quite sure how the switches work, you know, just YouTube, just go to, you know, tutorials and things like that. Electricity is a scary old thing, but because, you know, if you're a plumber and you something happens, you get soaked. Okay, and it's a bit of fun, isn't it? If you're an electrician and something goes wrong, it's disastrous, isn't it? So why do plumbers get paid more than sparkies? I wonder. Anyway, there you go. That's how you do. Well, that's how I do a 4-gang switch. This isn't finished yet. I need to take this all apart again at a later date, because I need to put blue sleeving on these greys. So the next person that comes along, when I'm gone, they'll be able to say, oh yeah, that's neutral, because it's blue. It's basic. It just denotes that it's a neutral cable. And they can look at this black and go, oh, it's got brown sleeving on it, so that becomes live at some point. Yes, it does. It becomes live when you walk around outside, and it finds you and it switches the power down this switch to turn on your outside lights. Same token, first switch, these lights in here, that cable goes up to these lights in here, and when you flick the switch, power goes from the lives across to the switch line up to the top lights, turns them on, and before you come into the shed, if it's dark, this switch line from the photocell, well, when you come into the shed, photocell picks it up, fires up, and that's it, puts it on. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there because neighbours are coming back and they're going to go, hello, so I'll catch you in a bit. Isn't that right, Winston? Okay, sorry to have bored you to death with all that stuff. Right, shall we put the power on? I've put the power back on to the shed. So should we just check, see what works and what doesn't? So this is main power in. So now this fan should work. Oh, thank God for that. Whoo-wee. Okay, and that supplies all the sockets and power to this spur, which is spurred down to 5 amps, which is the lighting circuit. Oh yes. Now obviously that's not going to work yet because the sensor isn't connected to the end of that cable. Here's the little outside lights, 1, 2 and 3, and they're on just because the power's just gone on in a minute or so. Oh, there you go, they've gone off now. So now they're just working on the sensor or this switch. Yeah, I did it quickly, off on, and now they're on permanently. Okay, we'll turn that off, and then now that's back to PIR sensor. Now that's the original sensor that was on the old shed, so I've not fiddled around with any of the settings, so I'm just going to leave it as is. I reckon that's a win, don't you? I'm slowly munching through all the old wood from the last 2 sheds, and yeah, I'm happy with that. So we've got 1, 2, 3 doubles along there. 2 of them have USB points in. We have wall lights that can be bought out anywhere at any point, and they continue around there from one switch. And we have the wall lights there that is on the other switch. Power around here, I've just basically taped up the ends, otherwise that end will be live. And we don't want that, do we? We don't want a live end sticking out in case I accidentally touch it. I'm absolutely shattered. Really, I've had a sleep earlier. I absolutely crawled indoors, and I've been out here the last 2 hours doing this, just putting the power on. I need to go and rest, I really do. Right. From me, mentally drained me, and physically shot me, I'm saying goodbye. I'm in. He's busy. I'm going to see you again in the next episode when we'll be bringing that kitchen in from out the front of the house in the porch and trying to think of what we're going to do there. I need to get some more parts. I need a couple of sheets of OSB or something. Yeah, I'm knackered. Right, catch you later, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. And we'll be getting on to motorbike stuff when this is complete. I've done the transit. Finish that off. You don't want to see in the back of there. It's full. There's no seats in it. It's full of crap from out the old tin shed. Well, I'm off. Adios, amigos. See you later. Hello. I've missed a day because I had to have a day off because I was just done too much, too soon. Anyway, we're back at it now. Here's where we're at so far. We've got that side finished off. I think I showed that in that last video. I've got this unit back in. Do you remember that one from the old shed? And that one. So I'm reusing these. Now I had to, oh shit, I had to clean everything last night and literally put new screws in, all the runners, screw the drawers back together because everything had got loose and floppy, and you know it's like, you know, it gets a bit floppy, doesn't it, after a while, guys? So it's yeah, there we are. So I need to put one more piece up here. I'll show you that in a minute. I have gone right up to the top there. I've missed a gap and I've missed a gap and so on because I'm going to be putting a batten all the way down here to support this loft, this roof truss. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. And I've done the same. So this has all been double insulated with the Celotex. I've gone all the way up there. I've done the same here. So by the time I've got a truss going across there, look, and up there, all you'll see is a little bit of join there. Okay, so that's rather good. And I was really happy when I put this bridge on there, across to there, and the gap is uniform all the way along. It takes micro precision to get that right. How the fuck I managed it, I don't know. But there we are, it's done now, isn't it? I've added another light, hence my connection block there with the way it goes. And I've put the original light back out there. And I've put the old clock back up because we need to have a clock. But because the shed's moved this way 2 foot, we couldn't have it back there by the AIDS workshop sign, because when I come out with my motorbike, I will literally decapitate myself every single time, which won't be a lot of fun, I can tell you that. So I've put that back up, and if we flick switch number 3, it comes on because, let's just turn that off whilst we're filming it. There you go. I have chopped into that wall lights circuit. So if ever I do have wall lights there, I don't know that I will, but if ever I have any sort of lighting over there, the outside light will be on at the same time. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Just that one up there. But so reuse, repurpose. and we need something out there. You know, okay, we've got the little ones that come on with the PIR, but I wanted something that you could, because whenever I come into the shed, the PIR lights, that light used to kick on. I come in the shed, and when I used to go out the shed, I'd flick the old light switch off, go outside, pitch black. So this way I'll be able to make sure that's on. Okay, I have enough Celotex to do seven drops. So it's 1, 2. I've marked the walls at every sort of every Celotex width. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So I'll have 2 more drops left to do perhaps that panel there, or even that panel there. So I need enough Celotex to do those 2 pieces and all the roof sections, which I'll need to get my calculator out and do you know, some measurements. It's the Apache. I don't live too far away from Middle Wallop Army Air Corps, so hence all the aircraft, which is brilliant. It's brilliant to see. Okay, so that's how much Celotex I need. I have enough of this to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need six whole lengths to do that. How many have I got? Let's go and have a count up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, 4. Forget that one. So I have got enough to do. I've got enough to go up there. That's fantastic. Because what I thought is, because where I'd only counted to there and I needed another one, I had to take one from the pile that's left and put that there, and that would leave the pile that's left one down, but it's not. Anyway, you see these markings, these trusses here. Okay, this next piece of wood that goes in, obviously it's going to need a U chopped out of it, isn't it? All the way along there. And to get, and because it's an exact length, and I've sort of, this stuff is boxing in this stuff, I'm going to have to unscrew that one, and that one, that one, and that one, and just slide these panels this way about 3 inches so I can get it in, because with this being like that, you're going to have to come in with the sheet at that angle, and then you're going to have to sort of tip it in and sit it down onto that castellated groove there. Look, you see? And I can't twist and get it in there if that's all buttoned up tight, because it's the exact length in there. So I need to get these at least the width of that, at least 9 centimeters away. Are you following? Right, let's pop outside again to that one I said forget all about, because I have marked it out. And there's the second one, follow the finger, and there's the third one. So I need to just jigsaw those 3 out, and that'll be ready to go into place, and that finishes that wall off, doesn't it? Pretty much, if I'm right in saying. Yeah, it's so nice to have the power on in there. I don't even need the lights on, to be honest. It's not dark. I've always wanted to put like a skylight in here, and she's no, because you do that, it will leak. Something will leak. But hey, her of little faith. Right, and the OCB, FCO, what's that stuff? That board, OSB, is it? I've got that last piece left there, which has got the old Bimblers. So that was on the old back wall, wasn't it? Old Bimblers. That's obviously going to be going reversed. That's 10 foot across this, so I'll be 2 foot short. So I'm putting it on this wall, definitely. So it will probably come about 4 foot in. So sort of that, 3/4 of that. I'm going to do that in a bit. I want to get this bit filled in as well, because I want to start painting this lower edge, and that is going to be, oh, where's the paint gone? I've put the paint somewhere and I can't see where I put it. This stuff is felt adhesive, and those of you that's ever used that stuff, you know that it's a bit got to put it on with a brush or a mop. It's like the old tar. So on a warmer day it's easier than on a colder day, and to make it fix it down properly, I can see that paint, I'll show you in a minute. You have to, look, we've had to put a tarp over because rain was threatening. Got me G-clamps literally clamping the corners. Yeah, where was I? Didn't even touch that. Look, brilliant, isn't it? I think I'm going to need to get this done. Anyway, you start off with the first lot of felt at the bottom, and the same on the other side, and then you overlap by 75mm the next one, and then you put a ridge over the top, and it meets up with the other second slat from the other side. The first one you put on, you glue it, but you have to tack it as well. You have to tack the first one, okay? But the second one you can just glue it and put it on. I'll probably tack it as well, but that's what it says on the tin. That's what I'm saying. Right, let's go and have a look. Oh my god, I have. Let's go in the shade a bit, because it's a bit on the Norman Bright side. This is the colour that the OSB board is going to be. Herring grey. A bit like my hair. Herring grey. Cooper and old duck's back. So it's waterproof, so when it does leak and goes on the walls, it won't blow the walls. What? Come on then. So we're going to have herringbone grey like that, and this is going to be varnished, simply because I have 3 tins of yacht varnish. I've had them for donkey's years. I'm never going to use them anywhere else, so they're going to be done. It's going to be, yeah. Right, let me crack on before I decide. Actually, I'm just going to go back indoors. My shoulders are killing me again, and I've had a day off already. Bloody hell. But I think it's catching up with me now. But we'll get there. I've got to get the roof on before it rains. It's supposed to rain at the weekend or something like that, but I'm a few days away from that yet, so stay away, rain, or there'll be trouble. Right, catch you guys in a little while. Storage. All rise, I rest my case. Okay, Craig, just chill, man. Right, here is a major issue with the Shed of Dreams Mark 3. It's the doorway. Because the whole thing was pissed that way, I've kind of got it back to within a few degrees of vertical, so that's fine. I didn't think, whilst I replaced the T-bar, that bar, all that structure there, the structure behind there, and that, and all that on this side, and the same that side, that's all fresh wood. I didn't, well, I did at the time. I had my set square, and I placed set square obviously on my work, and yeah, that's not good. It should be like that, shouldn't it, all the way along, but no. So we've kind of got that all the way along, even to here. This is a jig that I've fitted, that I've sort of made up, that I've got to follow with the circular saw, thus, and then this is vertical. That is vertical. Can't really put that on there because that top clamp is there, but yeah, that's vertical there. Last thing I did last night, I was out here just chilling, had a glass of Ribena, just sat down, and I looked at the aperture, and I just thought, do you know what? That's a few degrees out. You can just tell by looking a few degrees out, and when I put the set screw on, it was like, oh my god. So I offered one of the doors in, and I temporarily put a screw there just to hold the door in, and it looks shit. You know, the top of the door. Oh shit. Yeah, the top of the door was sort of, where are we? Kind of like that. Thin that end, thick this end, but tight to that beam there, sort of thing. So I got literally about 2.5 hours sleep. I was just in work mode still, you know, your brain keeps going and it keeps going, like, what can we do, what can we do, what can we do? So I come up with that. I got me laser level out, and if we put this on Ziffler, this is how tired, right, and knackered I physically am, right? I couldn't get this laser to stop flashing and bleeping, which means that it's not level, okay? This is what I'd done. I put it down like that, and I turned it on. Couldn't get it to stop, and do you know why? Because I've stood it on its battery. Bloody idiot. Where's my remote for it? There it is. Right, let's get this to where we want it. That's where we want it. Let's get that line going up the wall there. So as you can see, that line, as we follow it up, gets thinner and thinner towards the edge of the door. Let's put that light off, you'll see it. And there it is, goes on up. So literally the top there. Hence the reason why I've measured this side and clamped, and I've got that gap which reduces to 0 up the top there. So once I've done that, I then have to do the other side, and I think it's going to kind of work properly, because there was literally no gap. There's probably a mil or two between the closing faces of the door edges, but that shouldn't have been. There should have been sort of like 4 or 5 mil on a good day, and 4 or 5 mil down each edge, so the hinges don't bind. So your doors aren't hinge bound. I think this is the answer to cure all that. So there we are. Anyway, I'm going to give it a go now with the saw, and see what happens, really, isn't it? There we are. I mean, basically I can sort it out this side, because I can put the dado rail, or the oh god, what do you call it, guys? Yeah, that bit that goes around the door. It's not dado, is it? Dado is the one that goes round the room, at sort of top of chair height, so the chairs don't hit the wallpaper. You're all shouting at me again, aren't you? Brain fog. I'm getting a lot of that, but that's just because I'm physically and utterly tired out. Wasn't going to do anything today, but rain's on its way, and I had to get, obviously the roof's watertight now, that had to be sorted out, but I really wanted to get everything that's outside inside, hence me cutting all the wood for the back walls there and so on. Now I'm going to be painting this, that silvery colour. I don't know where it's gone. There's a tin of it somewhere. Can't remember what I've done with it, but it's in here somewhere hiding. It's kind of like a grey, silvery kind of grey kind of thing. And then we're going to be going varnish right round the 3 walls, 4 walls, and varnish. So that'd be grey, varnish. And at the top there, all that and all the stuff behind me, that's going to be silvery grey too. It's like a two-tone finish, quite modern. It's going to look like the deck of Blake 7, isn't it, in here? But having said that, I'm going to be painting this. Focus. Let's get some light on, shall we? Oh look, I've got some new lights. Ka-ching! One of the strips, oops, was broken. There it is. All snapped and crap because I lost my knickers with it. There's one of them, but that's only for doing intricate works over there. Right, now close up of this OSB board. Painting that. It was painted before, wasn't it? White. Do you remember? I had BMG thingy emblem over there. And why did I paint it white for? It's a workshop with grease and oil and bogies and things everywhere. So yeah, I decided against that. And Caroline had bought this exterior paint, well, interior exterior paint, hard wearing, and it was silver. I thought, yeah, that's, you know, engines and cylinder heads and pistons and things. That sounds great. But what I didn't like overall was the finish, because this is basically bloody, it's wood chip wallpaper, isn't it, at best. So I'm really thinking about putting some sort of Formica or just saving all that paint, Formica, something like that. It's hard wearing, isn't it? Very hard wearing. Could tile it, but that's just going right over the top. But I can't see me getting a load of free tiles from anywhere so any day soon. Sorry, I've got a flipping, something's bitten me, I think. If you've got any ideas about what to put on this OSB board, I mean, I can paint it as a quick fix, and it'll give it a little bit of texture around it, won't it? And I suppose I could put some vinyl wrap or something on it later, or something, some, like, you know, vinyl stickers on it or something, just to cover it up, like an old Capri seat or something like that. I don't know. I'm limited by budget, so I've got to kind of use what I've got. No, I'm going to stick with painting it. It'll be nice just to sit on that little wheel-along stool, just sit there, gently painting. Now, do you know, that'd be nice to be able to do that. Okay, I'm going to get on with the scary part of these doors. If we look at it now, you can see it's just like that, isn't it? No, it's like that. That's why I've got to slice down there, and then I've got to go skinny to fat up that side. It's just what it is. I'm trying to square up a very warped together old shed. It's been reclaimed and dried out. So thank you for spending your precious time watching me blab and blurt out all sorts of nonsense and just coming along with the journey. It just gives me the reason to do these videos. It's the reason why I do these videos. It's just I mean, I'm not anything. I'm just a little shed bloke, and if I can help anybody out by doing things, I've said this many times before in other videos, then so be it. If anybody can take anything away from my videos, I'm pleased. That is exactly what I'm on about. Oh, I nearly thought about that trim name now around the doors. Does it begin with F? Fuck it, I don't know. Anyway, here's my greatest fan. Good morning. Say good morning. See? Right, just been out and I've got 2 sheets of 9mm 8x4 ply, which was £15 a sheet, which I thought was quite reasonable. And that's going to go all along the back there, and that little bit that needs finishing off there, and the rest of it is going to replace that piece of OSB and that piece of OSB, simply because it's blown. Look, it's just, that is just going to get on my tits all day long. And this side, look at it. I hate this stuff so much. It's just material that I had lying around, and I wanted to repurpose it. So
hopefully then that will be nice. That stuff can stay there, as can that stuff behind the there. That stuff, because that's basically going to be covered up with kitchen units and stuff, isn't it? So yeah, that's that. And whilst we were out and about in Salisbury, of all places, getting this stuff, I picked up from Toolstation that fan I was on about. The fan with pull cord, the grill that needs painting in this grey. So obviously in the winter, let those flaps be keeping a little bit of warmth in. 2 more hinges, and just to confirm, that is that one. Just to confirm the price, £3.80 for all of that. That's ridiculous, isn't it? £3.80 each. That's mind blowing, because our local shop in town in Andover, that's like £8-9 just for one half the thickness of that. That's 3mm at least. So we've got 2 handles, 4 candles, not 4, 2. Two handles, one for there and one to replace on the other side of that door there. I wanted a matching pair, and that's that. Now, what else have we got? If ever you got to buy screws, you can buy them in boxes, can't you? I buy them by weight, and according to the guy at the till, it's the right thing to do. So I've got 1.5 inch. Don't laugh, it's not 1.5 inch. Screws inch, I think these are 30mm screws, countersunk Phillips screws, and I like that little piece there. Look, that spiral sort of barber shop cut neck on it. Extra purchase, isn't it? So I've got about 6 of those. What else is in the shopping bag? Oh, Caroline wanted some hanging basket chain. 50p in excess. Get yourselves to in excess, guys. £1.95. You can't. That's brushed alloy. Well, satin chrome they call it, but it's brushed alloy, isn't it? Now, there's the fan isolator switch to isolate the power going to the fan. And last but not least, you'll remember I was talking about making a pull-out trolley ramp. Well, fully bearinged, I'm going to need to get some fresh grease in there, you know what I'm like, and I'm going to take these bit bolts out and take the wheels apart and put proper grease in there, because it's going to be underneath the shed effectively, so that's not good. So anyway, I've got 4 to have brakes. Or is that already off? I think that's already off, isn't it? Yeah, that's on. That's brake on and brake off. So the 2 on this edge will be brakes. No, it won't. Along this span here, you'll have braked inside and outside, or even middle and outside, and then more like that. So you've got 4 in a row basically, just to slide the whole unit out of there and then wang it back in again. So that'll be a separate jig jobby, won't it, that? And then I'll have a like a what's it called, buffalo board top that will lay down on top of this jig that I'm going to make to go under there to complete the ramp, which I think is going to be something I should really patent. Gap in the market. Right, so I can put all this stuff back in the bag, and I need to crack on. First job, get the hinges on, change the handles, and get on with that woodwork. So once the woodwork's finished, I can go through the back out of the house to the front door where the porch is, and get all of those reclaimed free kitchen units that I went miles to pick up, and bring them in here, and then I can fix them in, then I can paint, then we can put stuff from the house and the garage and the shed and the van into the new Shed Mark 3. Shed of Dreams. Ultimate goal. Hope energy levels can sustain. Right, let's crack on. Oh.